Alright, in this lesson we're going to take a look at making charts. So the selection for this one can be a little awkward, so just make sure that you're really paying attention to what you're picking when we insert the chart, or it's going to give you errors later. So really what we want to try to do is select A1, but you can see for whatever reason when we have things in tables, it doesn't really want to do that, so we're gonna have to do some editing later. So just select A2 and then use the circle to select down the rest of the table through, what is that, E6. Then we're gonna go to insert and the ribbon, and we're gonna select table on the left hand side. So underneath insert and the ribbon on the left hand side it says table, or sorry, we're working on charts. So don't click table. We want to click chart in the mid on towards the right here. So we're gonna click chart, and the directions tell us to what are we doing here? Clustered column. So we're gonna click column, and then clustered column is gonna be this first one that we can see where the bars, where it's like a bar chart, but the columns are kind of close together. So there, I kind of try to highlight it there for you. I'm going to select that one, and we can click and drag that and move it out of the way of our data. And then it tells us to change the chart title to the September to December sales. So all we have to do is click where it says chart title, and then we can type in, might have to double tap, and we're going to type September to December sales. Alright, then it says the switch row, to use the switch row and column command. Alright, so this is where things get a little kind of strange. So single click, so you kind of see what I did there. I kind of got out of that. I single clicked outside, like just kind of like in this blank area of the chart, and then you can see it gives us the selection. So before it wouldn't allow us to select where those headers are for the rows, which kind of messes up the chart. So if you can see down towards the bottom of the bar chart, it says series 1, 2, 3, and 4. If we select the headers, so if I click and drag on the circle in between row 1 and 2 and drag that upwards, you can see how it allows us to grab those headers. That's going to help us out when we do this switch row and column. So in the middle here, you can see it says switch in our ribbon there. If I click that, it's going to grab those headers that we selected before and make them available. So now when I keep switching that, you can see that we lost that series 1, 2, 3, and 4. That didn't really mean anything to us. So what this is doing is switching between the months that are being shown with the authors. So that would look like this, and then it shows you with which authors sold the most that month. What we want to do is actually, let's see, what does it tell us? The column should now be shown by month. Okay, so this is actually what we want. So we want them shown by month, and then the colors are representing how much each author sold. So I could switch it back to show how much each author sold for each category, but we want it to be shown like this with months and then the authors. Alright, anyway, our next step is to move the chart to a new sheet. So we are going to stay inside this workbook here, but now we just want to kind of click out into a new spot again. We're going to select our chart that we need, and we're going to click Command X on our keyboard. And what this is going to do is cut it from our current scene, so it's like a fancy version of copy and paste. We're going to press the plus button down at the bottom where it says challenge. Just to the right of that, there's a little plus button at the very bottom of your screen, and that will open up another sheet called sheet 2 for the time being. Then all we have to do is press Command V now, and it will paste that chart into our new sheet. So we can still get back to there if we need to, but we just put the chart onto a new sheet. Alright, so now we're gonna pretend that we changed our mind. We don't want this cluster bar chart anymore. We don't have to go back and do things. We can just simply press the underneath. if we still have the chart selected and the ribbon on the left hand side, it says types. If I click that, I can then, as the directions say, switch it to a cluster or a marked line. So you can select one of these. Any of the ones with the dots is fine, because we're going to change it again here in a second. So there you go. I can see the same information just in a different way. Alright, and our last step is to use the quick layout command to change the layout of the chart. So you can just see it says layout. You can pick any one that makes you happy. I'm going to go with this one here. Oh, never mind, because that looks terrible. So we're going to go with that one. There you go. So I'm happy with that one. One more thing that you can do that adds a little bit of, I don't know, makes it look a little bit nicer, is in the middle there's this other button that says styles. You can change it to a different color if you want. They look kind of nice. So there you go, nice Star Wars looking one. Alright, that is that for that lesson. You can go ahead and make sure that you have that one saved.